What if I told you the most powerful thing you could do for your business in 2026 was to sleep better? I know it can sound a little bit far-fetched with revenue goals and wanting to serve humanity and being that high-performing woman that you are, that you're really, really just wanting to get out there and get to the targets and get to the achievements and quick. But what if you're doing all of that, but you're running on fumes and your energy is absolutely shattered? Like, then you're no use to anyone, right? I have 3 tips for you today, and these are part of my own New Year's resolutions, my own business resolutions that I'm taking with me into the new year that are going to help you feel like someone just gave you permission to finally do business your way and with overflowing energy rather than complete depletion. Resolution number 1 for an epic business. I mentioned sleep. What I really mean is creating impeccable bookends to your day. So rising in the morning and allowing for that time to be sacred. And when you go to bed at night, allowing a portion of that time before you fall asleep to also be sacred. Now, these moments in time can be something as simple as waking up and not going straight to your phone, not scrolling through news sites straight away, but going to the kitchen and making yourself a cup of tea or pouring yourself some hot water and lemon, whatever that is. Take 10 to 20 minutes when you first rise, which is also the time that your brain needs to begin to turn on properly, to move through its natural brain waves from its delta sleep state through into waking state, and which you then you shortcut that if you go straight onto your phone in the morning, because you go from sleep to executive functioning in an instant, and you're going to wreck your brain gradually, slowly but surely if you do this. But when you create some time and space in the morning, you set the tone for a day where your energy is more centered and in your body, where you're navigating from your sovereignty rather than being pulled from all kinds of directions from the get-go. And this is something that will actually change your business and your life, because you will be operating from your soul's energy signature first and foremost, rather than from the endless to-do lists and expectations of the outside world. And that, what operating from your soul, is where you want to be if you're going to be elevating your business and career in 2026. The other end of your day, the other bookend that we're looking at, is creating some time and space before you go off to sleep, where you actually create what Neville Goddard speaks to in a lot of his teachings is about the importance of creating the intention for your next day and rewriting your subconscious tapes. This occurs just before you go to sleep at night. So imagine if you're watching horrible news or traumatic shows or whatever right up until your sleep time. This is what you're bedding down in your sleep hours. So instead of doing that, instead of creating turmoil and chaos for the next day, give yourself some time to wind down, whether it's, again, have like some herbal tea, offline, read an inspiring book, turn on some hypnosis tracks or some meditation tracks so that you can actually be attuning to a timeline and to what it is that you want in your life, what you want to experience in the following day and days, rather than setting yourself up for mayhem and chaos. Resolution number 2. Value mission driven metrics over vanity metrics. This is something that I am so excited to implement within my own business and life, because it can get so draining. And look, after 10 years of being in business, I have been through it all and been through the obsession with numbers, and then the not looking at numbers, and then like adjusting and creating a space of not necessarily holding myself to certain standards, but this metric, this I think it's important to hold ourselves in a standard for our business, but not let ourselves get taken away by the vanity aspect of it. So I want you to pick, and this is what I'm doing, choose one mission metric to track in 2026 instead of obsessing over like 10 different vanity metrics of like who's following you on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, or whatever it is. Actually look at, the people that you are affecting, who it is that you're working with, and did you get some really powerful feedback from people who watch your videos, or people who are in your programs, or people who are your customers and clients? Are you really affecting your mission, and with your work? Are you really moving the needle with people who are interacting with you in the world? And if that's the case, then you are doing the thing that you're meant to be doing, and you can give yourself a big tick. So adding to a quarterly reflection practice, something like, have I affected change in the, insert your mission here? Have I affected change in my clients' lives and my customers' lives? And how many comments or feedback quotes can I gather together so that I have them all to reflect on, for me to know that I'm doing the mission that I'm here to do, rather than just endlessly looking at the numbers side of things for that vanity metrics. And let yourself really be driven by your values, and reflect on the values that you are spreading throughout the world with your business and your career, and not letting the rest of that stuff take you too far off track. Resolution number 3: scheduling in weekly goddess time, or CEO time, or whatever it is that you want to call it. But truly, rest and energy restoration is so crucially important. And I really do want to speak from my own perspective on this, having gone through a moment in time in my life in the last year and a half or so, where I had been pushing myself and not getting great sleep, and not letting myself even give myself the time to luxuriate in my own energy, feel my femininity as a feminine core being. It was so important to me to do this, but I threw it by the wayside because I was in hustle mode, and I didn't let myself rest properly. And that had so many implications for my menstrual cycle, for my stress levels, for my cortisol levels, threw my hormones out completely. And as women, particularly, we have a cycle that will respond to our stress. So, and it will make things even worse. It makes things even worse in the month after that. And when I started to make sure I was scheduling in at least half a day a week, if not, sort of cutting it up into portions, and maybe several days, so several days, that would be brilliant, one day, but several hours. So say like half of Friday, and maybe a portion of Saturday, I will make sure that I am doing the things that I know restore me. And that might be a walk on the beach. It might be sunset. It might be a massage. For me personally, I love body care. I love energy care. And so these things I schedule in so that I'm not getting to the end of the week and feeling as though I am already depleted before I begin. I'm taking responsibility for my energy, for my well-being, for my body's well-being, and ensuring that I can turn up for my clients, for my work, for working on my business as well as in my business, in the most impeccable way possible. And I see this as part of my service. I see tending to this aspect of me as part of my service to humanity, and my community more broadly, because I'm not going into any interactions feeling resentment, or feeling exhausted, or having to constantly beg off and not do things because I can't be there fully in my energy and in my juiciest, most overflowing state, right? It's my responsibility to do that. So, yeah, have a feel into whether or not that's something that you can incorporate, and remember that even just trying something in that, like, within like a 1% shift. So maybe you take 30 minutes and go and sit under a tree somewhere and breathe with yourself. Maybe that's just a starting point for you to be able to begin to gift yourself this time to remember that, your energy is important, your well-being is important, because especially if you own your own business, you'll know that your business runs on your energy, and it is something that is crucial for the well-being of yourself, any employees that you have, any of your clients and customers. Your energy is super important. So remember that, schedule in this time, and yeah, I hope these tips are helping you. I hope that you can take at least one of these and put this on your list for coming, what moving into the new year, that this can help you to run your own business, your own work schedule in a way that is going to leave you feeling accomplished and energetically abundant, and also feeling super mission driven and inspired. Sending you so much love. Mwah. Bye.